my cluttered garage. I'm really glad you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds of sun may come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back, my friends. I am really glad you're here on this beautiful Monday, July 7th, 2025 for live stream number 1, live stream number 203. Good to see you. Same old story, kind of behind the 8 ball here. Around 6:30, I came up and thought, let me just start, getting ready for this live stream. And then remember last week I was complaining about the white balance of the camera, and I thought, let me try and get that Canon camera set up. So I set up the Canon M50 with this Sigma 16 millimeter lens, and I couldn't get it to come through on the StreamYard thing, and I just haven't messed with it enough. And 6:30, 6:40 is not the time to go messing with stuff like that. But then I took out the Osmo Pocket because I didn't want to give up just yet. So now this was easy to do. I'm streaming through the Osmo Pocket 3, and it looks good. I've got the white balance set at like 6,500. I've got some light here, some light in the back there. Anyway, you might not care about all that stuff, but I wanted to try it. And I'm looking at the monitor. I'm like, well, it doesn't even look that good. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but at any rate, I'm here. You're here. It's another Monday night. And as ill prepared as I often feel that I am, we always make it through the night and have a good time. So thanks for being here. Let's look at some comments. Shall we? Let's do that. Well, there is Mr. Ford 4600, our friend Hunter. Hello, Hunter. Looks like you were the first one here. Good to see you. Mikey0011 and our friend Ross on the land, who is sharpening very dull and bent mower blades. Ross, I laughed out loud at your video. I have to say, I did. Woodster 300, good to see you. And David from RCAF Polar Express. Who's Your Handyman is here from West Central Hoosier State. 83 degrees. Yeah, it woke up this morning hot and humid again. I don't want to say we're in our third heat wave, but it's like one long heat wave, which is what last summer was too. It was hot last summer. But we check with the smart device. We have we have all three in our house. They're all going to start going off here if I say their names, but we have Siri. She heard me. we have Google, and then we have Alexa. And
I didn't get that.
See?
Could you try again?
So we every morning we ask the A1, what the weather is. And this morning at like 8 o'clock in the morning, she said the humidity is 94%. So it was really, really pretty hot. Siri's still listening to me. Stop listening. Stop it. Anyway, I like these smart devices. I like technology. I've got a lot of the lights in the house controlled by the devices. I've got the Ring doorbell cameras all over the property. Like 3 on the house, 2 on the barn. So I just kind of like that technology. It's kind of fun. Is this stuff listening to our every conversation? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, we all have those creepy moments where it's like, you know what? I was just talking about this thing and now the ads are popping up all over the place. It seems too coincidental to not be true. But do you think it stops me? No, it doesn't stop me. Like I've said many times, like I'll get this email from Amazon saying, we found something you might like. And I'm like, how dare you, infringe on my privacy and, and know what my browsing history was. And who do you think you are to tell me that I might like this? Well, that's pretty cool. I do like that. And then so it's like, it's like insulting, but it's also kind of handy. Like, you're right. You're right, Amazon. I do like that. And I think I need it. I think I want it. Within balance, you know. Anyway, listen to my conversations. I don't want anybody, whether it be the government or private companies, listening to my conversations. Well, obviously, some conversations I want people to listen to, like this one, like the videos that I make. Uh, but uh, but otherwise, that's kind of eavesdropping, and I don't want that. Even though I have nothing to hide, and our life is generally pretty boring. But the point is, we have the smart devices, and that was a long way of saying each morning we ask her what the weather is, and she tells us. But I wish they could all integrate better. Like I said, we have the Apple one and then the Google one because our kids use the Google one, so that was a way we would used to communicate with the Google screen. But now they got with the program and they have iPhones, so we can FaceTime with them. But before they didn't have iPhones and we had iPhones, so the Google screen was the way to do it and worked out pretty well. But anyway, we still have that screen because you can use that one to watch YouTube TV or YouTube in general, but we subscribe to YouTube TV instead of the cable company. Still stupid expensive. So we watch all of our programming through YouTube TV. Started out as a savings, but now it was like $60 a month for YouTube TV, and now it's like 85. And then just internet alone with the cable company is $100, which is like supposed to be a savings because we have the gigabit internet. So they're $185 for that. And you know, I can't complain because it's optional, like if I complain, that's too much money. Like nobody's forcing me to buy that. Like we could drop it. So it's our choice. I mean, internet is a necessity. It's my world revolves around the internet. I can't be here talking to you without the internet. I can't upload videos without the internet. So am I complaining? I don't know. Maybe a little. Should I complain? Probably not. But I'm going to complain. $185 for internet and TV, and I know I could get rid of the cable and we could watch antenna, through it's still available through the antenna, but you don't get some of the cable networks. But anyway, that and then the cell phone bills keep going up, and it's just I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old. Maybe I'm starting to sound like a grumpy old man. So many things we could talk about. And I just jumped into it without even introducing myself because as we say each week, if you're new to the live stream, if you're one of the many new subscribers to the channel, and we're getting 20, 30, 40 new subscribers every single day, 1,000 per month, sometimes 800 to 1,000 per month. So if you're a new subscriber to the channel, thank you. First of all, thanks for being here. And if you're watching this live stream, you're thinking, what the heck, I didn't sign up for this. Okay. Live stream's a little bit different, but it's a way to connect. If you are new to the channel, if it's your first live stream, this is an interactive live stream. So in the comment section, say hi. Say hi. Say hi. I just subscribed to the channel, and this is my first time on a live stream. And then you'll watch, and all the people in the live stream, they're going to be like, "Hey, Jim, welcome," because we're a friendly community here, and we like. As the logo says, tractors, wood, metal, dirt. They're all kind of things I work with around the property. But if you are new, welcome. Let me know how you found the channel. Was it YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? I'm on all those platforms. And know that we do this pretty much every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, which is right now. It's a little after 7, only until 8 p.m. So not a long time, just enough time to start our week off right. It's a good time to get together and just kind of reunite and talk about maybe the latest video, which we'll talk about that, other things, tractors, wood, metal, dirt, all kind of stuff. Life in the country, that's what it is. And tonight we're just going to kind of free roll here. Again, interactive live chat. If you have a question, you can post it in the live chat and I'll try to answer your question if it's intended for me. If you do that, put it in this format with the word question followed by your question, and that makes it stand out. And then a little bit later on, we'll do the old infamous sticker giveaway. So that's always worth hanging out for, because you could win these awesome stickers from the channel. I do want to mention too, next week, I will be having a special guest on the live stream. I like having guests on the live stream. You might like having that too, because it's not just listening to me ramble, but actually talking to somebody with knowledge and perhaps expertise and maybe some entertainment, like when we had Mike on from American Meadows a couple weeks ago. What a knowledgeable gentleman Mike is from American Meadows, talking about wildflower seed, wildflowers, all that. Good time talking to Mike. So, sometimes we do that. Sometimes we have an interesting guest. And next week, is it next week already? Next week, next live stream, I'm going to be talking to Doug. So be here for that. Okay, who's Doug? I'm going to be talking to Doug. Doug is the owner, one of the owners, one of the founders, the founder of Summit Tractor Company. You've heard of Summit Tractors. You see that Brad and Deb over on the Piney Grove Homestead, they have a Summit tractor. So I'm sure you've seen them. It's a new tractor company, but it's not new. Anyway, Doug's going to tell us all about Summit Tractors, about the way that they're selling them. They're selling them through, it's a little different, and for better or for worse, they're selling them through the big box stores, Tractor Supply, Home Depot. You'll be able to buy a tractor at Home Depot, some Home Depots. But I talked to Doug for a couple hours a few weeks ago, and very interesting person. Again, not only learning about the company, but his knowledge of the tractor industry is quite knowledgeable. So, in fact, when Doug reached out to me, I reached out to Doug a couple years ago, and we were like, I don't know about doing this just yet. But he reached out to me. He said, I think it's time. I'd like to do the live stream that you offered up to me, and so we talked about it. And Doug said, I really don't care to talk about the company so much. He wants to talk about the tractor industry, because that's really his specialty. So I kind of convinced him to come back and talk about Summit Tractors, because I think that's an interesting story. We can talk about the tractor industry, but he didn't want to really be selling Summit Tractors so much. I mean, not inadvertently, but ultimately he wants to sell tractors. Of course, that's his business. And me, I'm not going to push anything unless I really believe in it. I don't really know too much about Summit Tractors. I've never seen one in person or used it. Again, you can check out Brad's channel, Brad and Deb. They use it a lot. But I think information is important, and you'll have questions about this. And for some folks, that may be the right way to go, to buy a tractor through one of these stores. They have a network of repair facilities. It's a whole system. Anyway, Doug's going to be here next week, and get your questions ready for that. So that's going to be next week. Let me look at some comments. Good evening, Jeffrey, David, Linda, Chris from the Watershed Overlook. I don't know if I'll ever not do that. Sorry, Chris. I can't help it. I don't know why the Watershed Overlook comes out in my Scottish accent, but it just works. And I don't know if I'll ever not be able to do that. So what can I say? Margaret is here. Tap that Sugar Shack. Can't get enough of those sugar crisps. Yeah, I should be reading some comments too. David David Martin. Listen, David's asking, that he heard on some show last week that in New Jersey it's illegal to pump your own gas. Could this be true? If so, why? David, it's true. It's true. New Jersey is the holdout state for full service gas pumping. You cannot pump your own gas in New Jersey. Now, is there the gas police? Do they enforce it? You want to hear something funny? I got yelled at once for pumping my own gas. This might have been like 10, 20 years ago. But, sometimes I would do it thinking, oh, I'm just helping out here. Uh, but this young guy, like he was by the he yelled at me. He's like, so I flicked the pump on, and the guy's like, he's like, sir, I got this, I'm like, all right, cool, and I'm still doing it. He's like, sir, I got it. I got this. Back away from the pump. Now, it's one of those things where our gas, at least where we live, there are some refineries, within an hour of where we live. I think that helps keep our prices maybe a little bit lower than if you go north. But generally, our prices are kind of the same. I have a friend who lived in Delaware, where it's not not full service, and anytime he came here to visit, he'd be sure to fill up because like your gas is cheaper here, and you have full service. So it's one of those things. I don't know. I think it's not an issue that any politician wants to tackle, uh, because people, I think, like having full service. We've gotten comfortable just pulling up to the pump, handing our cash or credit card over, and not getting our hands smelly. So it used to be New Jersey and Oregon, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, and while we're here, you can Google this, but I believe that Oregon has gone to self-serve. So it was New Jersey and Oregon. Now I believe New Jersey is the only holdout for full service gasoline. Here's what I don't like. I don't mind the full service at all. What's funny though is sometimes when we travel, first stop for gas, whether it be in Maryland or Virginia, wherever we're going, there have been times when you pull up to the pump and you're just sitting there like, man, service is kind of slow around here. And then you realize, oh, that's right. There's nobody here to pump this. It's up to me to do it. But uh, that happens sometimes. Sometimes. All right. I see Margaret's asking a question about crowns with a hashtag. I don't know to which you are referring. I don't think anything here. I don't have a crown. I don't even have my hat on because I came upstairs and I forgot my hat and I was too lazy to go back down. I have been climbing the stairs so much because I've been doing some plumbing in the basement. I should have taken some pictures because we have an old dirt floor farmhouse basement. In fact, it's so old that houses back in the day in the 1800s were built about 8 inches, maybe a foot off the dirt. They had like a foundation of stone and the house kind of like a garden shed, basically. They're on top of the ground with just like a 8 inches to a foot between the house and the dirt. That's how a lot of old farmhouses are. In fact, the old courthouse in town is the second oldest in the country. No, it's the second oldest operational courthouse in the entire country. The oldest is in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, New England, somewhere. Second oldest. Anyway, they renovated the old courthouse about 10 years ago, and I remember when they pulled up the floor, the dirt floor of the courthouse was like a foot below the floor, and then they dug it out and put a crawl space or whatever. But anyway, that's how old farmhouses were built. So our house at one time was about a foot off the ground, and then at some point, I don't know what just happened. All right, I don't know if I guess you hear me, but my camera went away. Bear with me. Why did that happen? I don't know. I don't know why that went away. Talking about the old farmhouse here though. At some point, I'm thinking in the early 1900s, maybe 1940s. I don't know why I think that. I just do. Um, Somebody dug out like a tunnel under our house so you could access from one end all the way to the other. And I guess when they ran plumbing for the kitchen and whatnot. So there's like this 3 foot wide tunnel in the dirt that you can go down and get to the back of the house. And it's just this is a small part of the house. It's like 15 by 20 or something, that part. But anyway, I've been doing some some plumbing repairs down there the last couple days. And today I was going from the basement to the second floor like 20 times. Go down to the basement, turn the water off, go up to the second floor, do some plumbing down to the basement, turn the water on, come to the second floor, like back and forth. That's why I don't have a hat on because I didn't feel like going downstairs again. I came up here and thought, I forgot my hat. I do not feel like climbing those stairs again. All right. See, this is what we do. That's so different than a channel. Just talking about life and things like that. Thank you, Tap That Sugar Shack, to remind everybody to hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Okay, Chris is saying that Margaret's question about the crown is a feature from YouTube designed to encourage engagement. I don't know what that means, but do engage, please. Please do engage. Engagement is the key. For those of us who are content creators, who are YouTubers, engagement is the key. The algorithm shows you the video because it knows what you like. Just like that Amazon thing. Here's something you might like. Like it or not, it's kind of handy how it does that. If you watch other channels with tractor content, they're going to show you my channel. Or you watch my channel, you're going to see other channels come up, ones you may have never seen before, because the algorithm thinks that that content may be appealing to you. And if you watch it, it will feed you more of the same. If you watch a brand new channel that you never saw before, but you watch it, YouTube's going to say, "Oh, you watched this channel for X number of minutes. It seems like you must have liked it, so I will show you another one or a similar channel." If you engage with that content, if you hit the like button, if you type in the comments, you're engaging. The algorithm sees that and says, "Oh, engagement. Not only does this person seem to like this video, but when there's other engagement, the algorithm says, oh, it seems that people in general like this video. So if people are liking this video, then the almighty algorithm, will then show it to more people." So it really does mean a lot to me. I don't know how much else for the live streams, because these live streams are really just for you and me. They don't live on. People don't really watch them later. Um, a few do, but for the most part, it's just a Monday night get together. But the regular video content, when you hit the like button, when you leave a little comment, when you engage, that helps me because the algorithm will then send forth the video to other viewers. And as much as I like doing this, it's important to have the interaction because it's my job. It's just my job. So that's why it's important to me. But I would never want you to do that unless you like it. If you don't like the video, don't hit the like button. It's just that simple. I want content. I want to make content that you like. But if you do like it, hit the like button. Right. Who's your handyman? Question. Anyone have sweet corn ready? Southern Indiana had first sweet corn picked on the 4th. Uh, Jersey, New Jersey, which I speak very highly of, we are known as the Garden State. And Jersey tomatoes, Jersey sweet corn, they are to be desired, not to be beaten, I guess is the thing. But I don't know I don't know if any's ready here. I have not had any luck planting sweet corn. I've tried it several times. I think I need more nitrogen in the soil. I need fertilizer, whatever it is. The corn, the stalks have all grown beautifully, and then the little ears come out and they're duds. So it's not been an easy experience for me to grow corn. It seems like it would be, but not for me. So, and there's our friend Ed and Phil. Phil says you can get Peacock for free through the rewards program in the app if you're a Comcast customer. Yeah, YouTube TV is great. I don't know, Phil. Is it great? Because it's expensive. It's $85 a month. But I like it. It works. Yeah, Comcast or Xfinity just sent us some kind of message that we got, I guess, Paramount. They continued our Paramount at no cost. And I haven't watched that. But we pay for Netflix. We probably shouldn't. But we try to save other places, other ways. But okay. No, Linda, I can't do less social media, phone, or TV because that's my life. That's my job. I know what I have done on a personal level is I've cut back on social media personally. I shouldn't say personally because you watch YouTube and you watch my channel, which is a personal thing. I've gotten away from politics, current events. It's a cesspool out there. It's toxic. It's horrible. People are horrible. It's just awful. So my life has been pretty good because I do not engage anymore. I will read things and I'll get sad, but then I have to move on and not read it anymore. Or I tell myself, stop reading that. Do not read the comments. Generally, I read all my comments on my stuff, which, you know, you guys are great. Like my content is neutral. So the comments I get are generally positive about tractors and attachments and things like that. People enjoy watching it. I I might get there goes the camera again. I might get well, I got a negative comment just the other day. I don't even know what it was about. They didn't like what I was doing with the tractor. At any rate, that kind of content, I watch that. It's just but what do they call it? The doom scrolling. Forget that. If I read an article, I still catch myself doing this. If I read an article from the online newspaper, and then I'm like, I shouldn't look at the comments. Don't look at the comments. Don't look at the comments. And I look at the comments like, I shouldn't have looked at the comments. People are horrible. And you know what? If you're one of those people, try to take a break from it. Okay. I don't think you're horrible, but why have people gotten so comfortable being so mean? Thanks, Ross. Maybe I'll switch over to the other camera. Tell me if it's doing all right. But anyway, the comments and even I think it's important to watch the news and to be informed, but it can be overwhelming. And regardless of what network you watch, you're getting fed. It's like the algorithm. It's giving you what it thinks you want to hear. So be careful. Be careful what you wish for because you'll get it. All right then. Yes, Chris. I'm way behind on comments, but yes, Chris, you should be saying Watershed Overlook with a Scottish brogue. Yes, should be. We watched Department Q this week. It's a Netflix series based in Scotland, talking about Edinburgh and whatnot. I think we gave it a 7, 6, 7. It was entertaining at first, and it was like, I don't know. I enjoyed it, and I think it's going to have another season. Probably. I think they left the door open for more seasons, but I enjoyed it. I'll tell you what about the Scottish. First, we started watching it, and I said, "Is this Irish?" Because Irish and Scottish kind of sound similar. But man, the Scottish brogue is really hard to follow. Thank goodness for subtitles because they're hard to understand sometimes. So, was I looking for something? I don't know. Okay, JRM says it's only New Jersey, I guess, for the full service. We're back to the gas questions now. So New Jersey's the holdout. Full service. If you come to New Jersey, don't pump your own gas. Enjoy, the service. We're a service state. We're here to serve. We want you to stay in your car and be comfortable. You know what Tony says? You need to be a petroleum transfer engineer to pump gas in New Jersey. It's the law. Oddly enough, you can pump your own diesel. I don't know why they don't care. In fact, it even says, I think, on the diesel pumps, self-serve. Why is that? I don't know. But when I fill up my containers for the tractor, I pump my own diesel. And generally, when I fill up my red gas cans with gas, they usually are happy to let you do that too. Sometimes the person will take your credit card and start the pump. And then if you say, I got it from here, they're like, good deal. Have fun with that. Do that. Yeah. Sorry about the camera problems. I'll switch back I'll switch back, I guess. I know I'm 10 minutes behind on the comments, but we'll see that. Actually, I did. I'm not on the same camera anymore. See, I was on the. Yeah, it's not even working anymore. Okay. Yeah, I'm back to the. This is garbage. Turn that off. I'm back to the Apple camera. It just works. It's just a little softer, and again, the white balance isn't locked in. I need to stop complaining about that. But I like it because I'm almost making eye contact with you. All right. Well, hopefully it's all right now. You're probably saying, Ed, just stop playing. Just do the live stream the way you always do it. Use the webcam. Nobody cares. It looks fine, right? Oops. If you could see this desk, it's a mess. It's such a mess. There. Now I'm framed properly too. That's better. That's better. Right. Okay, let's get caught up in these comments. I'm losing comments here. What time is it? Okay. Yeah. Okay. David, looks like David already left. Anyway, see you later. All right. So I'm scrolling back because the comments jumped ahead. Tony G is asking about the MechMax mini excavator that Tony's Tractor Adventure has. I actually spoke with Tony, and he's very impressed with that machine. You've probably seen some of his videos introducing it, but yeah, it looks like a good little machine. Something I would like to have here on the property. I think it'd be, in my mind, and I've had this conversation before, because I've often said I don't wish, but it would have been nice to have a backhoe with the tractor. Now, what could a backhoe do on the B2601? I know a lot of you have them, even have backhoes on the BX. Better than a shovel, certainly handy. I watched Ross dig that whole trench when he put the water line in, which was I'm sorry, Ross. I know that was a bad experience for you, but still, you had the tractor with the backhoe. You were able to dig the ditch. That was great. But I think sometimes I wonder, would one of these little mini excavators, which are by far, I don't want to say garbage, but the imported mini excavators, they're cheap for a reason. But I wonder, would that be as good as a tractor backhoe, a compact tractor backhoe? It might be, and it might be even more handy than that. Now, the MechMax machine, according to Tony, is really a step up from the other imported mini excavators that you see at auctions and places like that. So it'll be interesting to see if this MechMax machine, that just rolls off your tongue, if that sort of fills a niche, because you have, $30,000 mini excavators, $40,000 mini excavators. You have $5,000 imported excavators with little gas engines in them. Then you have this MechMax, which is like $8,000, $7,500, which has a real genuine Honda engine in it. Seems like it's a step up from the other imported machines, but certainly a lot cheaper than some of the other name brand machines. Maybe, again, maybe it's kind of filling a void there of, we don't want the garbage, but we also can't afford the highest price things. Who knows? I don't know. But watch Tony's Tractor Adventure for more, and you'll learn, because Tony does a great job of reviewing and using equipment. Right. Colleen, how you doing, buddy? I hope well. Okay. Right. Thanks, Who's Your Handyman, for reminding people to hit that like button. Okay, let me just scroll through. Sorry. Thanks for the comment, Colleen, about the. I posted a picture on. I don't know if I posted it on the YouTube social page, but Facebook, I'll post. Facebook and Instagram, I'll post different pictures. But anyway, the kids and I went riding dirt bikes out in Pennsylvania, about 3 hours away. It was for Father's Day weekend. We had done it 10 years ago, so we said, let's do it again. All right, so 10 years later, at Anthracite Outdoor Adventure Area, which is hilly and rocky and challenging. And I am not a dirt bike rider in general. Like, I can ride a dirt bike, but I don't really ride like, like these kids ride. And it's not like a joyride. Like, oh, let's go cruise down the trails on the dirt bikes, which would be more my speed. This is riding. I came home and I said to Anne, imagine trying to ride a bicycle. And the whole time you're riding the bicycle, imagine that somebody is right next to you trying to push you off. That's what it's like the whole time. It's like trying to push you off, because you're running over at this place anyway. You got these boulders and stuff, and they're kicking out from under the tires, and it's a lot of work. So my knees actually, I believe, are hurting from that. It's been a couple weeks. I also have a big scab on my knee. I won't show it to you, but I turned around to look behind me, and when I did that, my right knee went up against the exhaust, and of course, the heat had to get through my jeans first, so it took a while. And by the time the heat got through my jeans, it was burning. Anyway, I got a big old blister on my knee, and that hurt. I sound like such an old man whiner, don't I? Point is, Colleen saw the picture that I shared on Facebook. Thank you, Colleen. We had a good time, and it is fun. And I got better at the end of the day, because the best advice I got from one of the kids was, the bike is like a gyroscope, or the bike is a gyroscope. It doesn't want to fall. And I thought, that's true. And that was also a matter of, you got to go faster, because the only time I've ever dropped the bike is when I'm going too slow. If I'm trying to climb over a rock or something, they're not made for crawling. And I go over something, I stall it, and I drop it. So by the end of the day, I started having a little more confidence in going faster, not fast, but faster. And it's true. The bike was a lot more steady. So in my mind, I kept reminding myself of that brilliant statement that the bike is a gyroscope and it does not want to fall. And that's true. You think about when you ride a 10 speed or a bicycle when you're a kid, and what we love to do, get up to speed and then take your hands off the handlebars, and you could fold your arms, and you could actually steer the bike by leaning. But the bike didn't want to fall. And so that was very helpful to me. The bike does not want to fall. Yeah. Yeah, with that. And Ross replying to my question about would a Mini X be actually better than a small tractor backhoe? And Ross says, I think the Mini X would be better because it can put the spoils further away from the trench. Good point, Ross. And you think about this, the backhoe attachment for the B2601, when I bought the B2601 6 years ago, I believe was an $8,000 option. Today, I'm sure it's still at least an $8,000 option, maybe closer to $10,000. If you can buy a decent excavator, let's say this MechMax for $8,000, and it's a standalone machine, maybe that's better than messing with putting the backhoe in the back of your tractor. I mean, for you figure $8,000. Now, if you have a bigger tractor, you're going to get a lot more out of the backhoe, I'm sure. But I'm comparing compact or subcompact tractor with a backhoe compared to a cheap mini excavator. I think I'd go with a standalone machine, the mini excavator, based on, well, Ross's comment, but also based on my non-experience whatsoever with either one of them. Yep. All right. David W. has the MechMax chipper and stump grinder. MechMax has come on strong. The company is only a few years old. When did it come into being? 2023 or something like that? Very new company. And of course, most of us were introduced to MechMax through Lucas from Peaks Peak Hobbyist Homestead because Lucas got a sawmill and made a series of videos about that. And nobody had heard of MechMax before because they were basically coming in when Lucas connected with them. So, but now they're doing well. They seem to be doing well, and I hope they're as good as they seem to be. Moving on, Chris has a question. Have you tried out the new Woodland Mills product yet? No, because my dates were off. I thought it was coming last week because I had it on my calendar as being delivered or delivery coming. I thought it was supposed to come last Monday. It was this Monday, which is today. Just got it. I just got it like 4 hours ago. That the freight truck pulled up. I pulled it off with the pallet forks, and I have it now. What Chris is referring to, and again, I posted this on Facebook as well. So it's important for you to follow on Facebook as well as YouTube because you might get a little more information or a little more entertainment from that. Because I posted this on Facebook, Instagram, and I actually have a LinkedIn too. You can find MCG on LinkedIn. Not many followers there, but I thought, just be out there. So I snapped a picture of the it's a Woodland Mills TF68 Pro wood chipper. So it's the same size wood chipper I have. I have the WC68 that I bought 4 or 5 years ago. WC68, the TF68 Pro is essentially the same size wood chipper, 6x8. That's what the 68 is for. A 6x8 hopper to feed in the limbs. But the TF stands for twin flywheel. And this is a new design that Woodland Mills developed, and it has twin flywheels. It has the first flywheel, which has the cutting blades, and that cuts up the chips. But then I haven't even unboxed it yet. But then apparently there's a second flywheel behind that one that spins at a faster RPM. So you have two flywheels spinning at different speeds. The cutting wheel and then a flywheel behind that at a faster speed to really help eject those wood chips. And I think if it works, I think it's going to be great because the biggest problem I've had is trying to chip evergreens, and maybe this won't work for that either because they just kind of get all clogged up in there. Maybe that's asking too much of almost any of these chippers. But the evergreens, the cedar, the pine, if they're not like dead dry, they get clogged up in there. So that's what I have. That's what Chris is referring to. And I have to assemble it. I have to unbox it. I have to assemble it. I have to cut the drive shaft, um, and you know, test it out. And that'll be content on the channel that you'll see. I'm very excited because we do a lot of wood chipping here. Used to do burn piles, which are technically, I think they're even illegal. Just like pumping your own gas, I don't think you're supposed to burn anything either. Um, we're surrounded by wooded areas, so I'm not totally comfortable burning. Um, and the wood chipper, we started using that. I didn't know I would like it so much. I love it because the burn piles, we would pile limbs up for weeks or months, and then we would burn them. But you had this big pile in the yard. The wood chipper's great because you chip it as you go. It leaves, I mean, you just get all cleaned up. You have this nice pile of wood chips. You can either spread out and just let them compost into the ground, or spread them around, which we've done around trees or on the trails. It's it's nice. I like it very, very much. I even think that I would like a standalone wood chipper, like the ones the tree services have with the big 6-cylinder engine on them, where you feed the big stuff in there. But uh, that's way expensive. But I like a wood chipper. I really do. Hunter put the stickers on your bush hog. Good job. Great to hear. Great to hear. All right. Yes, I'm getting behind again. Pardon me. Hey, Hunter. Yep, you like the Ranger. We like the Ranger too. It's in the shop right now. We gave in and decided to pay the money to have the air conditioning fixed. I actually paid once before because I had a check engine light and they didn't really fix it because they were going to have to really tear into it. And I said, I don't want to pay for that. There was a leak with the air conditioning. They fixed that, but that wasn't the only problem. There's also a leak. I think it needs not a condenser, an evaporator, which I think is in the dash. Anyway, it's not a cheap job. The truck is now, I'm not going to get my money back out of the truck, but vehicles are like that. It's a good running little truck. We like it a lot. It's become Ann's daily driver. So here she is driving this 23-year-old truck with no backup camera. Um, it has a radio with one speaker in the passenger side door. The driver's side door speaker doesn't work. Um, vinyl seats, crank up windows, manual transmission, everything she loves. She loves that little truck. But air conditioning is important. We want to get that going, especially now that we are living in the end times here with with heat, I guess. But yeah, it's just been terribly hot. So air conditioning is no longer a luxury item. It's a necessity. Yeah, who's your handyman? The gas bike I was on. It's a 4-stroke trail bike. I don't know. I mean, it would be great for that. I think the kids are going to do motocross with it or something. But none of them are mine. I just was riding them. I like that bike. That was a 250 gas 4-stroke. Very powerful, really powerful. I had a Honda 250L, which is the dual sport. I bought that in 2019 or so that I could ride with the kids. But it was a cool looking bike. The Honda 250L dual sport, cool looking bike, seriously underpowered, seriously overweight. Um, and like top speed on that bike might have been 50 or 60. No, I guess it might have been 70, but it took all it had just to go down the road. And you know, not enough power. I put an undersized sprocket on it to get a little more power, a little lower range first gear. Um, it was a cool bike, but I didn't love it. I didn't love it. Anyway, yeah. So, well, look, super sticker. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate that. Speaking of super stickers, let's do some super stickers. Wouldn't that be fun? I think it would. Oh, they changed the look here on the screen. Right. Well, I'm going to do the sticker giveaway, but I have to bring it up on the screen first. So I'm going to talk slowly as I do this, because that way you won't know that I have not prepared. Now you know. Now you know. So here's how we're going to do this. This is for the sticker giveaway. I have to use the disclaimer here that if you have won these stickers in the past, you probably shouldn't enter. You should probably give somebody else a chance to win. But if you haven't won these, be sure to enter. The way you do that is that I'm going to share a word or a phrase on the screen, and you're going to type that word or phrase on the screen exactly the way you see it. Today's word, since we were talking about motorcycles, is #bike. Just that simple. So, #bike. Enter that in the live chat, and you could win these stickers. Good job, Colleen. Speaking of bikes, I know Ed and Colleen, they got the big road bikes. They're into that. They are into that for sure. Tyson, David, Jeffrey, #bike. Uppercase, lowercase, it doesn't matter. But make sure you use the hashtag. Make sure you don't have any spaces. And then we'll draw. Just had a phone call. Obviously, they don't watch my live stream if they're calling me. Or there's a problem here. Okay. You know, I usually give you a little more time, but I think everybody's had enough time to enter. So I think we should just do it. We don't have a whole lot of entries tonight because so many people have won. So we better come up with some new giveaways. Anyway, let's the music has already stopped, so let's do the drum roll and draw 1 in 15 percent, 1 in 15, 1 in 16 chance of winning. Here we go. Drum roll. The winner is, tonight's sticker giveaway winner is our good friend, Jeffrey Destin. Congratulations, Jeffrey Destin. You are the winner of tonight's sticker giveaway. How fun is that? Well, Jeffrey, send me an email at contactmcgtv@gmail.com and provide your postal mailing address, and I'll stick these stickers in an envelope, and they will make their way to the very address that you share with me. So, Jeffrey, congratulations. Contact me at contactmcgtv@gmail.com. And if you didn't catch that, just play the tape back. Good enough? Good enough. Congratulations. Jeffrey. Awesome. Well, we didn't even talk about my last video, so we'll have to talk about that another time. But the last video was the Artilian land plane. Beautiful job. Go back and watch that video if you haven't, although a lot of people have already watched it. But if you haven't seen that video, go to my channel on YouTube. Here's what you can do. If you don't know how to do this for a channel, go to the channel and then click videos, and it should put them in order of the most recent video. So you can see that, and then you can watch the land plane video. I had a good time making that video, and it's a great product for sure. So, David, before we go, does the live stream act the same as regular monetized videos? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they don't get many views in the after the fact. My videos will get 3, 4, 5, 10,000 views. Live streams, get under 1,000. So, but they are monetized. I get paid ad revenue for the content. When you watch the videos, I get like, I figured it out like anywhere from half a cent to maybe 8/10 of a penny per view, not even a penny per view. So it takes a lot to do anything. And we do this because we like to, and then if we get enough volume out there, it might kick off. But for now, it's like, how would you like to go record a video all day long for $12? Like, I don't think so, but no complaining. I do it because I like it, and with the intention that as this grows, it's building constantly, and I am so thankful to you. It's really just a fun thing. As I've said, if you've thought about starting a YouTube channel, if you feel the burn inside to start a channel, do it. Learn about it. Reach out. I'll help you any way I can, within reason. We all have so much time. Check out Brock's new channel, Rock Hill Consulting, from Brock from Rock Hill Farm. He has a new channel called Rock Hill Consulting, and he's very open and talks about what he's done to build his channel. Channel is plural. He's had several channels, so he does a nice job, and I love how open he is. With the attitude of the rising tide lifts all ships, and that's kind of the group of people that I've met, and we all want to see each other succeed. With very little envy. Sometimes you're like, oh man, that guy did a good job with that. I'd like to have that many views. But we all want to see one another excel and succeed. And I want to see that for you too. So I hope you have a great week. I do thank you for being here. As always, be sure to come back next week as we talk to Doug from Summit Tractor. And with that, thanks for being here. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.